Banach you as baviliam goltach shoot the Clare Show, time the said Shiaght Laa. She Fiona McArdle mish. I'm Fiona McArdle, and in this edition of Shiaght Laa, on Shiaght Laa Cute Show, Ciartaí san Eilean Erigerid, recent visitors to the island, as we hear from Kristin from Australia and Catherine from the United States of America. As Leonor leis ceol son a viol, and a new book with music for the fiddle, the launch of Fiddyl Reesht at Shiaght last week. This evening, Thursday the 31st of July, the series of concerts at St Catherine's Church in Port Erin continues with a visit from the Lawn Venn Ladies Choir with their conductor, a fine singer in her own right, Kristin Kelly. The concert this evening will be starting at 7:30. As usual, there's no admission charge. There will be a retiring collection and refreshments will be available at the end of the concert. And so that's the Lawn Venn Ladies Choir in St Catherine's Church in Port Erin at 7:30 this evening. Erigerid tan féile eda cheilteach an chrúneach bheith gáil an Shiaght san Eilean, as Ciartaí chit de chléimhós na tíreach an cheilteach. Tá sin de gré bhós Nalban, Breesha, Britain, Éire, Curnow as Ellen Vannin. Ach, haris imadi blintan ta ram slaivos na tíreach an sin gáil de chumal ons bhuail eile as de minic cinteach Reesht bachtanid. An Shiaght san Eilean tá caingla neatalón leis Curnow. Trevan méanadar an Cernowach chit de ábhracha ons na méanan ag lachsa as fórsdal. Tá fós luchtain ón dú as slianú Cernowach och Kittle, Bowden, Groes, Tregellis or some player. As van for smooard guach na captainan ons lachsa va Captain Rowe, henk merishi vrerege of de ábhracha ons na méanan ag lachsa as fórsdal. Och, gé de road nan Gernaui, Henkad gus mannen lug da govracha ons main ons njeren hui. Va kainal can elle, chit trud an eastach, treva yi steren chit gus an hellen vo schnalben, as njeren, as yi steren mannenach goller soul, as adsen kummel ons porchella. When people left the Isle of Man for other places in the world, they formed societies to help support each other. In Australia, there are still two such societies, the Manx Society of New South Wales and the Queensland Manx Society, both of them set up in 1914. Two visitors to Shiaght this year are from Brisbane in Queensland, Alan and Kristin Kelly, playing as a duo called the Barley Shakes. Alan's originally from Dunleary in Ireland, while Kristin is from Queensland, and music is what drew them together, as we hear from Kristin Kelly.
Kristin, you and Alan have been here at Shiaght as 2/7 of the Barley Shakes. What's the history of the Barley Shakes?
Well, the Barley Shakes started in the mid-90s in Dublin. It was just a heap of lads that used to get together and drink Guinness and play tunes, and it turned into a band. And then I joined the band in 1997. I was living in Prague playing in an Irish band over there. And after that, I moved over to Dublin and, joined the Barley Shakes and spent 3 years in Ireland playing in Ireland, and we used to tour Switzerland and Germany. It was quite popular to have Irish music back then. And then we moved out to Australia in 2000 and started the band there. The flute player came with us, the original flute player came, and we set up the band over there in the sunshine.
And it's become an award-winning band in Queensland.
Oh yes, Alan's been writing a lot of songs. We do a lot of sort of obscure traditional songs along with a lot of his original songs, and he wrote a song called Between the Green and the Blue, and that won a Queensland Music Award about 10 years ago, so that was exciting.
But you're here in the Isle of Man, and there's a purpose to that.
Well, yes, I've been trying to get here for many years. I don't know why we never got here when we lived in Dublin, but we tried to get here 3 years ago, but the boats had stopped running because it was winter time. And yes, always wanted to get here because my grandfather's great-grandfather, or something like that, was from Sulby Glen, and he came out to Australia in the 1830s. So my grandfather had written a book with all this history, which I'd read, and I thought, I really want to go and see where these Kellys are from. So we have had a look around, and the church where they were married up in Les Ayres is not open anymore, I was told.
No.
But,
It's not a church anymore, it's actually an arts centre,
well,
but it's still
nice.
licensed for some services.
Yeah, so we've had a look around and met some lovely people, and we just love it here. We really want to come back. It's been so beautiful.
And your Kelly ancestor, was it William Kelly?
It was William Kelly who married a Jane Cayley back in 1837, I think it was, before they moved to South Australia and settled there. So that's where my father's family stayed for many years, and I think there were sheep farmers here, and then there were sheep farmers in South Australia as well.
All right.
The place they went to was called Cudley Creek.
That's nice.
Up in the Adelaide Hills.
So when did the family move then from South Australia up to Brisbane you're in?
Yeah, well, my father moved up to Brisbane because of work, and that's where we were raised. And his brother, they were all farmers because they grew up in a sheep farm just out of Adelaide. And one brother kept the family farm. My father moved up. He was a vet and was teaching veterinary pathology at the university. So he moved up to Brisbane. And the eldest brother moved to Western Australia and had a sheep farm and named it Sulby Glen because that's where the ancestors had come from. So nice little...
Well, you've spent some time here now for the first time. So what have you made of it, your time here?
Oh, I love it. I love the island feel. I love how friendly everybody is, and this festival's amazing. I really love the way that there's the children are involved in the folk music and the dance, and I find that really special. And I love the new tunes I've learnt, and the dancing. I'd never seen Manx dancing before, so we run bush dances, sort of the Australian version of Kayleys, back at festivals in Australia. So I'm hoping to teach some Manx dancing when we teach at the festival at the end of the year.
And the journey hasn't finished yet. You're off further on your travels.
Well, we're nearly at the end of our trip. We've been on the road for 2.5 months now, and going to Scotland tomorrow. No gigs planned, just some sessions, and then we're going to visit some old friends in Slovenia before we fly home. But most of our time we spent a month in Ireland catching up with Alan's family and getting together with everybody, and did some gigs. Got some old band members out of the woodwork and threw an old Barley Shakes gig together, and did some other duo gigs in the West Coast, and some fantastic sessions as well. So, yeah, it was a real blast from the past to do all that.
Well, thanks very much for sharing your music with us, and we'll hope we'll see you here very soon again. Go to my Moran.
Oh, thank you very much for having us.
Kristin Kelly of the Barley Shakes, Kristin with Manx ancestry, and Alan from Ireland, who play a very important part in the musical world of Brisbane and Queensland, and indeed all over Australia. Dag fast Jadain, vush hacht clag, ta kei on, arnachol ons colortussen, sa tai ben, ons pertna hinge. Tret accused de lai chaglam kujach, de Lord McCann, rudda beat a gol Rudda beat had giri Lord McCann. Henke de vein a spotch fiatari, an de chierten, tre yinach paiachenach goldhajach grey ruddenjach leis na foglan show. Tre vami egg. Unasta beg jadain, henk paiachenach stjachon, as gawe arn sa colortus. Hoer slijmach de rei Steve Cale eisen, ta kummel on Sheer York. As gawe tojach gilke insaka, lug de chit quail rish pale Rogers. Ta Cale na slienu ta chit rish, fuddy ons doolish. Sanert fo keel nu Thomas, mur Cale's slip. Ba Steve rash rish agan chrunich melina, as hamas Lord gilk, hugge lesh and fiddle egge, as we clay ons na sajunen. A fortnight ago in the White House in Peel on Thursday evening, when a few people get together for conversation in Manx, there were 2 people who came in and were sitting listening across the room, and later one of them came and made herself known to us because she was interested in what was going on, although not a Manx speaker herself.
My name is Catherine Iverson, so I'm from the States, Boise, Idaho. And I come here every few years. My mom's side of the family's from the island, and I love it here. We've spent so many summers. It's beautiful. There's so many good childhood memories I have here. So I wanted to come and bring my family so that they could also experience that.
So your Manx connections then, I'm sure people will know who they are, so...
Yeah, so our family names are Kinley, Kaylee, and Crow. So my grandpa, he was from the south in Port Erin, and my grandma was from Kirkmichael. And then they lived all over. So when they first got married, they lived in Peel, and then they also had a house in Douglas for many years. So a lot of the time when we'd come and stay, when I was a kid, we'd come and stay in Douglas. So I kind of got to know that area a little bit, but I love Peel. Peel is my favorite. So we always come here and we stay right along the beach, and we get to go out and just open the door and you see Peel Castle. You have a lovely cup of coffee and just relax. It's great.
And you're here at Inchruniac, so how did you find out about Inchruniac?
So I am kind of a nerd about the Isle of Man, so I listen to a lot of Manx radio, and so every single day I listen to the Mannin line and listen to the 5 o'clock update. So I hear about it, just kind of, you hear what's going on, you know? Yeah, so I listen to it on Spotify. It's just a podcast.
So that quite a few of you here then.
Yeah, so my parents are here with us, which is great because my mom knows the island really well, so she can tell us the roads to go down and how to not get lost. And so I've brought my husband over, and then we have 3 kids. So we have a 15-year-old, a 13-year-old, and a 6-year-old. So there's so many cool things to do around the island that it's really exciting for all of them. So yesterday was my birthday.
Oh.
We went down to Port Erin.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. I don't know what that means, but I'm assuming it's very nice. No, so we went down to Port Erin and we went on the water bikes, the aqua bikes down there. It was very exciting. It was a bit choppy, and I did in the morning, first thing in the morning, my husband and I went out for a sea dip. Just on the beach in Peel, which was something I've always wanted to do. I always see people going out. It looks so invigorating, and it was a bit choppy and cold, but it was also, it was really good. I can see why people do it every morning.
It'd be a bit long way to go from Boise.
Yes, yeah, but worth it. I'm trying to get my family over here often enough that they're used to it, because it's very different. It's the same, but it's different. Much smaller roads, everything's smaller. And so it takes some getting used to. So I'm trying to get them over as much as I can so that hopefully we can move over here one day. So that's the goal.
And what about the Manx language then? Because you've heard quite a bit of that this week.
Yeah. So I love to listen to your podcast. Well, I guess it'd be a radio show, but I love to listen to that, and I find it to be so therapeutic. But I tried downloading a little document that so you can learn Manx, and it was so challenging because it doesn't look the way that it sounds, or I don't know the rules to it. So learning it on my own is really hard. So I can say, with a terrible accent, I can say like Fastamai, it's something like that, but not much more than that. But yeah, it'd be it'd be great. I would love to be over here and to be able to learn Manx Gaelic, because I find it to be, it's like having your own secret language. You're at a pub and you're having a conversation, and I think there's not many people that know the language, so you could really talk about whatever you want, and it'd be fun.
Well, Catherine Iverson, all the future visits you have, we'll build up on that crop of Manx, and we'll have a conversation in Manx next time.
I would love to do that.
Got a white on it.
Oh, thank you.
Catherine Iverson, a regular visitor to the island, and here on this occasion and enjoying an Inchruniac with her parents, husband and 3 children. Gael de Velschen Dominic Lord McKeown Rud and Tatnasach on Shiaght Laa, Mercaen, Soliach Oil ons Kjol, Ljoren, Tashpanas and J. Ellen, na ons Villen Mach McKeown Shanachas, na Bay Fai and Ellen. Ta Kushin ons Shanachas and Ellen nach vel Tatnasach. Na jij zijn doen Ker Gael Dow, Nys, an or, da re Arn Adsen, J. Skiel and Ellen. Ta ontachat Lie, Higher Jadain, and Nale Luniston, Nike Jeg, 3 Jeg as 3 feed. The tragic events of 52 years ago, the evening of Thursday the 2nd of August in 1973, continue to affect people who were themselves injured or who lost family and friends in the fire which engulfed the Summerland Entertainment Complex at the north end of Douglas Promenade. This Saturday, the 2nd of August, an exhibition entitled the Summerland 50 Exhibition, Remembering for the Future, will be held at the Villa Marina Arcade in Douglas from 10 o'clock to 4 o'clock and will be there until Saturday, the 9th of August. The exhibition will be covering the history of the north end of Douglas Promenade, from the Victorian era to the present, and of course particularly the story of Summerland, from its inception, the events leading up to the fire of 1973, and the aftermath of the fire up to the present day. On Saturday the 2nd of August itself, there will be a commemoration of the Summerland site on the 52nd anniversary of the fire that killed 50 people and injured many more. That commemoration will be starting at 7 o'clock on the Saturday evening. Ons fydd cyd as nain jeg, ren ondens Vannin, mar fe ag a tre shen, claw lior emnesit Fiddyl, liorish Laura Rowles, as a fo enam Shiaght Laa son Fiddyl ori. Tan lior na fósla de Shiaght Vannin son a Fiddyl, as ongi ta Karen de Fiddyl na lomacan, de Fiddyl, as Karen de Pádanan Fiddyl. An or de biadsan cui de Curgent hagiri clay cújach. Tan lior gos jach Karen de slide agor tojat and Fiddyl a clay, as esh Karen de stoli, das came tree, as Karen ille son clay, ons caimen je scrutachten chevesh kjol ellen vannen. Den vleensjen ta Laura ve govracha lior ille de chrogel ondernes Fiddyl heen. As an lior no ek Fiddyl Reesht ve clouch nish Lior's Culture Vannin. And Chronich this year gave an opportunity to launch a new collection of pieces for the fiddle by Laura Rowles of Mannin Music. This builds on Laura's earlier publication, Fiddyl, which is designed for beginners to grade 3 level music examinations. And the new book is aimed at intermediate to advanced level, but again uses settings of Manx music. The new book, called Fiddyl Reesht, was launched last Thursday at Chronich, and first we hear Director of Culture Vannin, Culture Vannin's director Breesha Maddrell, and then we hear from Laura Rowles herself, who tells us about the book, and we hear brief extracts of some of the pieces which various music students of Laura, Katie Lawrence and David Kilgallen, played at the event.
Faster Mai. On behalf of Culture Vannin, we're delighted to welcome you to the launch of Fiddyl Reesht, an amazing new resource for more advanced fiddle players. I cannot think of 3 better people to be involved with it. Laura Rowles, whose own PhD focused on the Manx fiddle tradition and who has edited the whole work, alongside fellow contributors Katie Lawrence and David Kilgallen. They're 3 of the finest fiddlers, teachers, composers and arrangers the island has the fortune to have. Gurumai Muriau Ulyu. We're so proud of how strong the fiddle tradition is once again, and those familiar with the history of Manx music will know that the fiddle was very cherished really here, and we're delighted to see this exciting resource emerge to support our wonderful cultural community. And without further ado, over to Laura.
Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you for coming. It's lovely to see so many people here. So I've been wanting to do this book for probably about 5 years, and it's just been a bit of a labour of love, but it's here finally, and I'm so grateful to Dave and Katie for their contributions to it as well. Also need to say thank you to Heather Cubberley and Mike Bolton, who've let us take some of their tunes and arrange them as well. A huge thank you to Breesha and Chloe and James as well from Culture Vannin, who, well, one have funded it for us, and 2, James has helped with the amazing cover, which features a jock and violin. So I see Greg before. Has he gone off to do? He's in the other room. He's in the other room now. So a Manx violin on the cover of, and on the back of a book of Manx fiddle music. So that was James's idea to do that, and I think it's really kind of like modernised the look of the books as well. So this book is designed for kind of grade 4 to 5 level students. We're also very lucky to have a really distinguished composer who does a lot of ABRSM. Sorry to embarrass you, Sarah. Sarah Watt, sitting at the back, is a really well-known composer who writes a lot of stuff for ABRSM, and these books are designed, now that we've got the performance exams, the recorded exams, these pieces are designed to be able to be used as part of ABRSM exams for students. So if you don't know about these exams, you get to do 3 pieces which are from the syllabus, and then you get a 4th own choice piece. So we just think it'd be really nice if Manx violinists taking violin exams got to play Manx music as part of their ABRSM exams. So there are pieces with piano accompaniment, there are unaccompanied pieces, and there's also duets as well, because all of these things are now permissible as part of the ABRSM exams. So we're going to do a little demonstration today of some of the pieces in the book. There's way more, and me and Katie have kind of like trialled them on our students, so we're going to get our students to play for you today. Hopefully we'll get to hear some of Dave's pieces again when we get more students doing them. So we're going to do 7 pieces for you, and we're going to try and give a range of grade 4 and grade 5 pieces, and also some unaccompanied ones played by students. I don't think I've done any kind of event like this without cake, so I've got you all some cake. I promised I bribed all the kids with cake to come and play, but everyone else is welcome to have some cake as well. We've got the books over there that you can have a look at if you want to buy them. You can also do that, I'll be around. So thank you all very much for coming. Thank you again to Culture Vannin especially, and David and Katie, who I'm really proud to have been able to do this book with them, and yeah, it's just great. And hopefully we've got some repertoire that's going to keep on going for kids and adults and people over the world. The first fiddle book that we did, I ship it all over the world. I've shipped it to Canada, Australia, New Zealand, America, quite a lot. So this music is going all over the world now, which is really great that people are playing Manx tunes everywhere. So feel free, books are over there. But thank you so much for coming, guys. If we do one more round of applause for all the students who played.
the launch of Fiddyl Reesht for intermediate to advanced players, and we heard Director of Culture Vannin, Breesha Maddrell, and the book's author and editor, Rowles. The young performers we heard were River, Cara and Aileen, Catherine, Finn and Frank, with Laura herself playing the last piece. Fiddyl Reesht is available at £12 for the 30-page student format, or at £15 for the 50-page teacher's format, including piano accompaniments. Next Wednesday evening, the 6th of August, the summer concert at 7:45 in St Thomas's Church in Douglas is being presented by John Riley and friends. John Riley, MBE, is a pianist and organist and musical director of the 20-voice choir Musicali and of the 50-voice Manx Festival Chorus. He's chairman of the Isle of Man Organists Association and vice-chairman of the Manx Music Festival, the Guild, and so has many musical friends to draw on. Some of those will be with John Riley at 7:45 next Wednesday, the 6th of August, in St Thomas's in Douglas. There's no admission charge, there will be a retiring collection, and refreshments will be available at the end of the concert. Tashenko leis singen dus ceann Shiaght Laa and Shiaght Laa. And that's all from Shiaght Laa this time. So from me, Fiona McArdle, Slen you.